The Copeland Island Lighthouse, the Mew Island Lighthouse, was particularly important for Belfast. Not only in the 1880s did you have a thriving, fantastic linen industry, you had the centre of rope works, and of course you had Harland and Wolff and Workman Clark, shipbuilders to the world. But you also had at the same time Liverpool, who was trading with Belfast, who also used that northern route from Tory Island to Mew Island, and they needed safe passage as well. So the optic and the lighthouse was incredibly important to the economy of Belfast and of Liverpool. If you think about lighthouses, they're only good as their optic. It was the optic that gave the beam, the strength to the distance for mariners to see it. These hyperradial lenses were the biggest ever made, and only 29 were made, and they were made for worldwide landfall lighthouses. But the first 3 were made for Irish lighthouses: Bull Rock, Tory Island off Donegal, and Mew Island, which is Copeland. So they went in 1887, and for some reason, we don't know quite why, they were taken out in the 1920s. They were reduced from triform to biform and swapped. The one in Tory Island is still in its tower. It's not operational, it's now an LED light. The Mew Island optic has been removed from the tower to a safe place, where it now has an opportunity, because it's so linked to Belfast and Ulster, to tell the lighthouse story. The optic is a bare structure without its lantern room, and so what we want to do is to build a special structure that can house this optic so the public can come and see it.
So this is the Mew Island optic in question. This is what used to be located up at the very top of one of the highest lighthouse towers in the coast, Mew Island Lighthouse at the tip of the Copeland Islands. Within that lighthouse then you had this rotating, and you had all the fires burning, and that's what kind of gave you your lighthouse. The new structure which we're looking to develop, we're hoping will kind of be fairly sympathetic to the old functions. So we're hoping that the new structure will be glazed, so it can be seen. It can be seen from land and out to sea as well. We are hoping to come up with a way of lighting it that will actually kind of show how it used to work. So it's going to rotate still, and we might develop. So if you imagine this large structure here, in the middle of the Titanic Quarter, and that's what we're looking to do.
But to create this building and to create the interpretation, we do need funding. And we've raised about 50% of the funds we need through our own funds and through assistance in kind from our partners. But we need another 50%, and that's where we need really help from the Heritage Lottery Fund to really save this maritime heritage, which is of world importance and particular importance to Ulster and Belfast. How many people have been up a lighthouse? How many people have seen the lenses? So this is a real opportunity for public engagement, for people to see it. But it's more than that. It's about the stories of the lighthouse keepers, the stories of their families. It wasn't until, I think, in 1925, when there was a special newspaper ad where they actually raised funds to give lighthouse keepers a radio. Prior to that, all messages were sent by semaphore to the mainland. So there are lots of stories, and we would like to hear those stories from the public. And they can get involved by going to the Titanic Foundation website or to the Facebook page where they see a poll. Please get in touch with us if you've got photographs of Tory Island Lighthouse or Mew Island Lighthouse in the past. If you know some of the keepers or the families that lived there, we'd love to hear your story.
I think it really is a piece of Belfast. It kind of says so much about the Industrial Revolution, the way Belfast was such an important port at the time, how significant it was on the world stage. for shipbuilding, linen, the whole lot. This was really kind of the pinnacle of lighthouse building.
If we can't save it, we lose it, and it is an object which has value, and like any other fantastic piece of science and technology, and of something of world significance in terms of its heritage value, somebody will want to buy it. You don't come across something that can tell such a fantastic story about maritime heritage and science and technology in such a sculptural, elegant piece as the New Island Optic. We need to keep it.